The Easy Money Show with Cam Fats is powered by EpicConversions.com and the Insiders Club. Welcome to another episode. Alright, these are business ideas that you can start for less than $100. Alright, first one is ClickBank e-products. Right? Start a digital product business with no investment. Doesn't even take you $100 to start in a digital product business. Guys, I run a digital publishing business. This is legit. This is a legitimate way to make money, all right? Digital publishing is huge. It's on the rise. It's on the rise. More and more people are getting comfortable with e-learning. People would rather learn things on their computer than go to conventional schools, to go to colleges. More people are going to be learning on their computers. That's why when you go to colleges, they got all these online courses now. I bet you within 10 years, all grade school and elementary schools will be taught online within 10 years. That's a bold claim, my friend. I'm making it right now. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I think that's where we're headed, man. I'm just saying I think that's where we're headed. I'm not saying I like it. I think it's kind of creepy, to be honest. I think it kind of sucks. But, I mean, it's okay. It's cool. I mean, but I just think that's where we're headed, man. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Imagine at the school, the amount of resources that's spent at a school, all the teachers that have to be paid, all the resources that have to be bought. I mean, I must have spent $500 or $600 in school supplies this year for my kids before they got started. And that doesn't even count clothes shopping. But think about all that, man. And think about all the resources that are spent. Eventually, the government's going to be like, you know what, man? Why don't we just put up a bunch of online schools? It's going to be much cheaper. We're not going to have to pay as much for teachers. The whole situation is just going to be better. It's going to be less of a draw on resources. I mean, it's coming, you guys. It's coming. E-learning is the future. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm kind of an old school dude. I kind of hate the rise of the machines, to be honest. It's a weird kind of juxtaposition, man. Because here I am. I make my living on the internet, and yet I don't trust the damn computers. It's a weird juxtaposition, man. It's a weird position to be in. All right, let's move on, man. Auto parts. To demonstrate the range of potential businesses you can start for less than $100, begin with an unlikely one. Steve Farmer, upon graduating from college, decided to start a business wholesaling collision parts. He says within 2 weeks, he'd started his own business with $50, built it up, and ran it for almost 3 years. He used his car until he could afford a truck, and he bootstrapped his way to success. Eventually, he sold that business, started a new one, this time a specialty candy store. His new company's website reports. It's interesting. Wholesale car parts. I guess he used this car to, drive him around to different people. It's interesting. Used books. This is my first business right here. Used books. I began online by selling used books on Amazon. When you see a textbook at a rummage sale, visit bookscouter.com using your smartphone. See what buyers are paying and then offer half or less of that. The big margins are in textbooks, but online buyers accept many types of used books and offer pay for shipping with a printable label. Retailing them yourself on Amazon is another option. On the Abundant Wife website, one woman tells of selling books from around her house for $371.14 on Amazon. Good way to start with nothing. Once you learn the market, you can parlay your profits into expansion, perhaps doing some online arbitrage by buying cheap used books from eBay auctions, selling to the big online vendors. Yeah, that's legit, man. You can make good money with used books. I'll tell you a couple things about the used book game. Textbooks are seasonal. Textbooks are seasonal. People buy textbooks at the beginning of quarters, beginning of the semesters. 2 times a year at the beginning of the semesters is when people get hot and heavy into the textbooks, right? There's a lot of great, man. I mean, look, you can go to thrift stores and you can go to garage sales and find textbooks. You got to look for the right edition, man. They come out with a new edition on those textbooks every couple of years. But if you look at that edition of the book, you can kind of see all the previous editions and you can see how frequently they're coming out. If you can see they're releasing a new edition like every 3 years, and you can see, okay, this edition was released a year and a half ago, okay, you got the most current edition, okay? But the value plummets when they release a new edition. I mean, damn textbook will be worth $300, and then as soon as they come out with a new edition, now it's worth like $3. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like an artificial market. It's inflated from colleges and stuff. So, but it's cool though, man. Another thing that has value when it comes to used books is hymnals. If you're ever out at like garage sales, or if you're ever out at like thrift stores or rummage sales or whatever, and you find some hymnals, like some church hymnals, those are worth money, man. I would sell hymnals all day long. I bought a church library one time, folks. I was on Craigslist. Craigslist is a great place to buy used books if you're looking. It depends on where you're at. I mean, everywhere is different, but I was scoping Craigslist every day when I was selling used books. I found a guy who bought a church. He bought a church. He didn't need the library. He sold the entire church library to me for like $100, and it was like 3,000 books. It was ridiculous. I was operating my operation out of my house at the time, and those 3,000 books, that's what made me have to go get a climate controlled storage unit and step my game up. That's how I really got initiated into the world of used book selling, when I bought that freaking church library. But yeah, another good one is obscure nonfiction. Obscure nonfiction. That's how I got really started into the used book game, was obscure nonfiction. That stuff is, and I'm talking, when I say obscure nonfiction, man, I'm talking about like, if you find a book about like tropical fish, that book is like, all right, whatever. It's not going to be worth that much. But if you can find a book that's about like how to breed tropical fish in the Arctic Ocean, or something like that, something really weird and specific that it doesn't seem like anyone would want that, those books are usually worth a lot of money. Excuse me, because they usually had a low print run. They didn't make a lot of them. And usually there's a very specific kind of person that wants that book, and they're willing to pay for it. So that's the way that goes. I remember buying a couple books at my local library. They always have kind of a book sale there. Buying a couple of books for like 25 cents. They were how to have a natural birth after cesarean section. This is a book for like women who wanted to have a natural birth after they'd had a cesarean section. And it's like a weird thing. Like, you wouldn't even think there'd be a book about that, but there's books about everything. But I pay like 25 cents for those books, and I'll never forget this. This is when I first kind of got started with used book selling. I got those damn books. I didn't even buy them, man. I got them off the shelf. I put them in a basket. I walked over to the library computers, and I got on the library internet, and I figured out these books were like $35, $40 a piece on Amazon is what they were going for. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? It's really not this easy. It cannot be this easy. But it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes making money online is easy. Yeah. Natural birth after cesarean section. Holy shit. Yep. Made a bunch of money off of that. Anyways, yeah, used books is a good one. House painting. In many states like Florida, for example, you do not need a license to be a painting contractor. And you start with indoor painting. You can get by with a minimum of equipment. Okay, so we're talking about businesses that you can start for less than $100. If you live in a state where you don't need a license to be a paint contractor, start with indoor painting, get by with minimum equipment. You can learn some helpful tips from YouTube videos on house painting, free Home Depot workshops, and some practice painting around your own home. Matt Shoup tells U.S. News and World Report he started with $100 and went door to door, eventually building a painting business with an annual revenue of $2.5 million. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. House painting. I'm not really a fan of painting myself. I don't really like painting that much. But if you don't mind painting, man, you can get in on that for less than $100. I kind of wonder how much it would cost to get your painting license anyway. I mean, how much would it cost to be a painting contractor, you know? Can't be that much. Can't be that much to it. Window cleaning. Another one of the businesses you can start for less than $100 is window cleaning business. However, to efficiently clean big retail store windows, you may need more than $100 worth of equipment. So start with homes and basic tools and parlay your revenue into better equipment. You can learn the business online from any of a number of tutorials. Interesting. That's not for me, man. I remember when I was first got out of the Navy. I first got out of the Navy and I moved to Rhode Island for a little while. I was tired of the medical stuff, you know. I was a corpsman in the Navy, so that's kind of like a medic. I did that for 5 years, and I was real burnt out on it when I first got out, man. And I was like, man, forget this medical stuff. I was so stupid back then too, man, because the Navy said, hey, man, you got a lot of experience. You can test out to have your LPN. And if you don't know what that is, that's a licensed practical nurse. I could have tested out for it. And I was like, no thanks, man. I'm done with this medical crap. So what did I do, man? This big dumb animal, he moved to Rhode Island and got a job unloading trucks for Target. That's what I did. I moved to Rhode Island and got a job unloading trucks for Target for $10 an hour. It was a waste. It was a waste of a very expensive education that the Navy gave me. And then, how does that tie into window cleaning? All right, let me tell you. So what happened was I decided to pick up a second job because I was a glutton for punishment, and I got a job as the maintenance man at McDonald's down the road, and I cleaned their windows and fixed their stuff. So yeah, I cleaned their windows and fixed their stuff, and I cleaned their windows in the morning, fixed their stuff as the day went on, and yeah, and for a while that's what I did, man. I'll tell you something. It's not that much fun cleaning windows, to be honest with you. And you know, what can I say? Well, I'll tell you what I wanted to say, but I don't really want to get into it. And what I wanted to say was working at McDonald's made me very aware of the social classes, right? Because it's you know, all right, whatever. I'll just get into it, okay? Look, here's the thing, all right? Social classes, right? You treat a doctor a certain way when you walk into the doctor's office. Not the same way you treat the clerk at McDonald's, right? You treat a lawyer a certain way, not the same way that you treat the maintenance guy, right? It sucks. We're all human beings. We all deserve a certain level of respect. But what I didn't realize was, man, the social classes are there. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. You know, you get talked to a certain way. I mean, when I was a corpsman in the Navy, I got respect. But very shortly after that, I got out of the Navy and I was unloading trucks at Target, and like all the respect disappeared. And then I went on to be a maintenance man at McDonald's, and I got treated like dirt. And I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, I still had the mentality of a guy who saved lives. But here I am washing windows being treated like dirt. So it's like this social class thing going on. Man, I think everyone deserves a certain level of respect. I think all human beings deserve a certain level of respect. I don't give a shit what you do. You know, whatever you do for money, you deserve a certain level of respect. But, you know, man, society is ugly. Everybody says that. I can say that right now, that everyone deserves a certain level of respect. And you know what? 100 out of 100 people will agree with me. However, in reality, people just don't act that way. It's like a subconscious thing, you know? You walk into a doctor's office, you treat a doctor with a certain level of respect. You walk into the grocery store, you don't treat the cashier with that same level of respect as you did that doctor. It's weird. Why not? Why? Why not? It's just money, man. It's money. It's like we respect that that doctor makes so much money, right? And you say, oh, it's not money. It's the education. No, it's not the education, dude. It's not the education. It's truly not the education. It's the money. If you meet a millionaire, you're going to treat that millionaire with a certain level of respect. That's why so many people buy these crazy expensive cars. It's status. It's a status thing. It's just a status thing. There's no reason under the sun why someone needs a Bugatti. No real reason under the sun. Why is there $1 million car on the market? There's no reason for it. Cars shouldn't have to cost $1 million. There's no reason for it. The only reason for it is because they can. They make them cost $1 million because they can make them cost $1 million because someone's going to buy the thing for $1 million because of status. Status is the only reason. So there's a difference in social classes. I don't know how I went from window cleaning to social status and class war, but whatever, man. It's a thing, all right? It's a damn thing. Pet sitting. Pet sitters charge as much as $100 for overnight stays, and $20 is typical for a 20-minute visit. Wow, $20 for 20 minutes. You can start by offering your services to friends and family and use the profits to build your professional credentials. Perhaps by joining an organization like the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters. I didn't know that was a thing. Did you guys know that was a thing? The National Association of Professional Pet Sitters? It's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing. I wonder if there's a National Association of Professional Window Cleaners. It's interesting. To grow this business into a large income, you eventually need employees or subcontractors. Yep. Taxi service. With ride-sharing platforms like Uber, you can turn the car you already own into a business today without spending $1. If all goes well, you might parlay the money you make into a regular taxi or chauffeur service. Of course, once again, your goal if you want bigger profits is to eventually hire employees or subcontractors. Let me tell you something about this taxi service thing. All right. Uber is being sued by Google for stealing their driverless car technology. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Go look it up, man. Google it. Uber is being sued by Google for the driverless car technology. Supposedly they stole it. Let me tell you something. Uber's most expensive overhead is what they have to pay their drivers. All right? If they could find a way to not have to pay their drivers, they would be so much more profitable, right? So they're going in that direction. Trust and believe it. Within 10 years, Uber will be a driverless car company. There won't be drivers behind those cars anymore. Trust and believe it. 10 years from now, you'll look back on this podcast and you'll say, damn, Cam was right. Damn Uber, man. I'm telling you, man, what I'm telling you is I don't think that's a good business plan. That's what I'm telling you, all right? I think that within 10 years, it's going to be driverless technology. Unless you can start your own taxi service and not drive for Uber. And then you can own the driverless car fleet. Yeah, that'd be a different situation then. That wouldn't be a bad, that'd be a pretty nice boss-ass move right there. You own the fleet. All right, tutoring. When I first got out of the Navy, I moved to Rhode Island like I told you guys. But then eventually I moved back to Ohio where my homeland is, where I'm from. And one of the little side businesses I started when I got back to Ohio was guitar lessons. I was charging $20 for half an hour, I think. My half an hour went over. And sometimes they'd be like 45 minutes or whatever. But yeah, $20. Didn't take too long, man. I put flyers in the local guitar stores, and it didn't take too long, and I was making money with that. But tutoring. One of the businesses you can start for less than $100. Used to be more difficult to market your tutoring services, but online platforms make it easier than ever. If you're able to help students with academic subjects, sign up with a website like tutor.com. Have you guys heard of tutor.com? Tutor.com. If you prefer to tutor people on a wider variety of subjects like chess, sports, cooking, or singing, try Wysant.com. That's WYSANT.com. Tutors commonly charge up to $50 per hour. And although these websites take a healthy cut of that, they provide a no-cost way to start. From there, you can build a local clientele and start hiring others to work for your business. You guys have any skills you could do tutoring? Tell you what, man. I have a lot of Hispanic people in my neighborhood. I bet I could tutor some English. I don't know. I just don't have time for that kind of stuff right now, man. I'm too busy with my online business. But I'll tell you what, if you guys are in an area where you feel like you could teach English, man, roll for it. Do it, man. Rock and roll on that. Tour guide service. Nobody around here wants to have a tour. But maybe you live in an area where you got some tourist attractions. Again, the internet has made all the difference in lowering the barriers to start a business. Forget about business cards, at least at first. Trying to get travel agencies to recommend your guide service. You know an area well, you simply sign up with a website like Vayable, VAYABLE.com. Let them find your customers for a cut of the revenue. Once you know the ropes to make some money, you can encourage returning visitors to come to you and land you new employees directly. Tax preparation. You guys know about tax preparation. What better and cheaper way to learn a business and get paid for your training? Search tax preparation no experience on job websites like Indeed.com. You'll find plenty of companies willing to train you for jobs preparing tax returns, at least during tax season. That's kind of a part-time job, guys. Excuse me. Flooring business. Oh, man, flooring business. I'll tell you what, man, that's hard work. I just ripped up all the carpet tacks out of my house. That's hard work. Had to scrub down all those floors, put down this Kilz stuff. Toby Woodward has been in the flooring business for 25 years. He tells Construction News, I started my business with $50 and a box of business cards. His company, Aladdin Floors, started out doing just installation in order to avoid the need to invest in inventory. Again, the lesson is clear. Look for the low-cost entry point and parlay revenues into expanding the business. Cleaning service. Think a low-cost entry point to keep your startup cost under $100. You can clean houses with all the supplies and equipment you already use for cleaning your own home and then invest profits into a specialized equipment for other clients. I was on Craigslist the other day looking around for contractors that handle some of the work in my house. And you won't believe what I saw, you guys. You will not believe what I saw. Let me get a drink of water and I'll tell you what I saw. Sexy maid service. I saw a sexy maid service on Craigslist, man. So the way it works is you hire this lady to come out to your house and clean your house, and she's wearing a really like sexy, skimpy outfit. I thought it was weird, man. I thought it was really weird. I didn't know what to think of it. I was kind of wondering how that worked. Is she supposed to clean the house? And like, do you look at her? Is that what it's all about? Do you just kind of sit there and look at her and kind of perv out on this girl while she's cleaning your house? Or are you supposed to like just kind of pretend like she's not there and just not think about it, not notice it, just let it go? I'm trying to figure it out. I should have pulled it up, man. I should have pulled it up. It was like sexy maid service, you know, to clean your house and fulfill all your cleaning fantasies or something. I don't know. I don't know what that means, man. All your cleaning fantasies. Sexy maid service. I was thinking about it, though. I wasn't thinking about doing it. Listen, I can only handle one woman in my life. That's it. I can't take any more women in my life. I don't understand how these guys cheat on their wives, to be honest with you. I don't understand how they do it. It makes no sense to me. I mean, one's enough. That's what I tell my wife all the time. One's enough. I'm good. I'm good on one. One's enough. Flea market vending. Flea market vending. Flea markets are alive and well in many places around the country, and you can locate the ones closest to you with an online guide. To start on a budget, find a market that lets you pay for a space by the day, often less than $20. Often less than $20. While you're there, look around for a low-cost niche you can invest into your profit into. What profit? That's what you made by selling everything in your house that you otherwise would have given away or dumped at a rummage sale. I'll tell you something, man. I've tried a few different businesses in my life, and this flea market vending is one of them. I've actually tried this flea market vending thing. I thought I was going to be a candle maker for a while. I really did. I thought I cooked up this harebrained scheme that I was gonna make. I was gonna make goat's milk candles, and I thought I could get a deal on my supplies by driving to get them myself. I drove all the way to Cleveland. It was about 4 hours from here to get my supplies for candles, candle making. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, man. I really don't know what I was thinking. But I got these candles together. I put them all together. I made a bunch of candles. Me and my ex-wife put all these candles together. Went to the biggest flea market I could find, man. This was like the Super Bowl of flea markets. I had one table. I had one little table with a bunch of candles sitting on it and a couple of lawn chairs. Went out to this flea market. Everyone else's booth looked like miniature stores. They had cash registers. They had aisles. They had the works. They looked awesome. I had a booth. It was completely empty with one table in the middle of it, a poster board that I bought for 50 cents at the grocery store that said candles for sale on the front and some candles sitting on the table. It was insane. I talked to a bunch of people though, man. People kept on coming up. If you think about it, maybe it was a pattern interrupt. Maybe because everybody else's, store looked so good, maybe my store was a pattern interrupt. But I had people coming up, man, and I was talking to them, sold some candles, probably sold like $80 or $100 worth of candles that day. I don't know, maybe not. I don't remember. That might be wishful thinking. I probably only sold like 2. I don't know. I talked to several people, but I didn't come back for the second day of the weekend. I remember that. One day was enough, and then it was over. But, yeah, and that was the end of that. Homemade soaps. Grocery delivery. If you own a car, you have what you need to start delivering groceries. Webvan and others have failed to make grocery delivery work on a large scale. There's a market for small timers, as evidenced by the many shopping services that are online. I think that's a cool idea, honestly, you guys. I was thinking about that for a while. I thought, just doing some, putting ads on Craigslist. A lot of elderly people, there's a lot of elderly people around that have trouble getting to the grocery store, man. Grocery delivery, they would love that, man. I definitely think there's potential there. I definitely do. There's no doubt about it. Errand service, kind of in the same grain there. An errand service can be a natural business to tie into the grocery delivery or vice versa. Once again, if you already have a car, you're ready to get started. People often need someone to check their dog at home or to run to the store if they're homebound. To start with almost no cost and to get a feel for what kind of work the business might involve, sign up with TaskRabbit.com. You guys heard of TaskRabbit.com? It's getting a little bit of a name for itself. People have heard of TaskRabbit. It's an online platform that connects people who need errands done with those willing to do them for an agreed upon price. This eliminates the need to spend money on marketing yourself, at least at first. You might discover a particular niche that suits you and is profitable. For example, if you get a lot of calls to bring pets to vet appointments, you might reposition yourself as a pet taxi service. That's fantastic, man. That's a fantastic idea. That's absolutely just amazing. Sometimes I think the only thing that separates people from just being just outrageously awesome and just successful is just ambition, man. Sometimes it's just a lack of ambition, maybe a lack of confidence, maybe just a lack of just the willing just to put yourself out there. I was telling my wife the other day, man, being shy gets you nowhere. We were talking about it. My wife's not shy. We were just having a conversation about personalities and different people, the way different people are, because we have 2 kids, and when you have 2 kids, you're always thinking about personalities, and you're always thinking about your kids' personalities and other people's personalities and all this kind of stuff. You're always thinking about it. And we were just thinking about, outgoing people versus confident people versus shy people. I know me personally, when I was in school, when I was a kid, I was a shy kid, man. It took me a while to come out of my shell and just to kind of get my confidence about me. But it's one thing I know about being shy, man. Being shy will get you nowhere in this world. It really will. It'll get you nowhere. It'll get you to the back of the line. That's what it'll get you, to the back of the line. Not speaking up, not saying anything when you want something will get you nowhere. I was reading a story today about a lady who had a job for 10 years and never got a raise, was unhappy because she never got a raise, was telling her friend about the fact that she never got a raise, and her friend says, well, have you ever asked for a raise? And she said, no. And he said, well, why don't you ask for a raise? And she's like, I don't know, I just couldn't do it. Well, do it, man, just do it. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? So she goes in there the next day. She says, hey, listen, I've been here for 10 years. I do a great job. I think I need to get a raise. I think I need to start getting regular raises. And they said, okay, no problem. That was it. So for 10 years, she didn't get a raise just because she didn't ask for a raise. I mean, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I know you guys have heard that one before. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. And it couldn't be truer. It could not be truer. But, I was always kind of raised to feel like, the squeaky wheel is annoying. The squeaky wheel needs to stop complaining so much. You can say what you want to say. And I'm not saying you should go out there and complain about everything. Complaining gets you nowhere. But asking for things gets you things. When you want something, put it out there into the universe that you want it, and it will come to you, right? This I know to be true. I've experienced this on several occasions. All right. Freelance bartending. You can learn how to mix any one of thousands of drinks with a free online cocktail guide. But to get hired as a freelance bartender, it helps to have real experience. That doesn't have to require a job, though. You might volunteer to tend a bar for charity events, a good way to get experience and market yourself to potential paying clients. Entrepreneur.com reports the startup cost of freelance bartending at under $2,000, but you can keep it under $100 if you start with clients who have the necessary equipment or by bartending for parties where expectations are minimal. Entrepreneur.com says you can make up to $300 per day when you tally up your wages and tips. The next step is hiring help at $10 an hour and billing clients $25 an hour for them. Pretty interesting, man. I never thought about that freelance bartender angle. That's pretty wild. Remember that movie Cocktails? Tom Cruise? He was a bartender. Anybody remember that? That was pretty old. I think that's from the 80s. Dog training. You guys get the dog training angle. You can start the business at home, keeping costs low. I tell you what, I know a lady who needs a dog trainer. I'll tell you that. She's got this crazy dog. It tries to kill everybody, man. Tries to kill everybody. You can't walk outside without this dog trying to kill you. It's amazing. Freaking dog. I don't know what's wrong with it, man. It's got emotional issues, man. This dog is mentally unbalanced. Dog training. Drop shipped products. What makes dropshipping so attractive is exactly what lands it on this list. There are no big startup costs or expensive investments in inventory. You can sell products online, collect payment, pay suppliers, and let them send out the products, even using your company logo if you like. There are many dropship product suppliers online. Some provide a variety of products, or if you're going to specialize in one product or product line, you can locate a manufacturer that dropships. Just do your research and be sure you find a reputable company. A website is one way to make sales, although not the only way. You can also sell on auction sites like ebay.com. Guys, listen, let me tell you something. This drop shipping thing, there's more to this. All right, that little paragraph right there, it doesn't go into all the nuances of drop shipping, right? There's a lot of scammy shit out there when it comes to drop shipping. If you want to get into drop shipping business, you got to be careful who you're dealing with. There's a, yeah, I'm not going to go into that too much. That could be an entire podcast in itself, this whole drop shipping angle. Just be careful out there. I've done some videos on drop shipping in the past. Be careful with the drop shipping thing. There's a lot of scams out there. Be careful with the whole like fake goods stuff too, man. I remember I was trying to really get hot and heavy into hats, like baseball caps, like snapbacks. I was trying to get hot and heavy into them. I was going to order a bunch, and they were fake, man. They were fake. There's a lot of fake goods out there, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the drop shipping. And if you're thinking you're going to drop shipping and send it right to Amazon or something, you got to be very careful to make sure those goods are not counterfeit. And also, a lot of drop shipping companies out there that you find on the internet, they're not true drop shipping companies. They're middlemen. They're taking a small little cut. They're not true drop shipping companies. Usually, to do true drop shipping, you need a wholesale license. You need a wholesale license. You need a license to buy things at wholesale, first of all. And then you got to find a company that, generally to really do good drop shipping, what you want to do is you want to make a couple of orders first with the company. A couple of wholesale orders first, see how things go. And then once you start to build that relationship with the wholesaler, then start talking about drop shipping, right? That's kind of the way to go about that. What you have to understand, sometimes these companies will cut you out, man. They'll just start competing with you on the platform. So it can be kind of competitive. You got to be careful with drop shipping. Social media management. Social media management. Now we're getting into the real stuff now, man. Businesses need help managing their social media presence. In particular, they need to tweet on Twitter and post on Facebook in order to raise awareness of their social companies and promote their products. You may already know how to use these and many other social media platforms. Learn a little more with online tutorials, how to become a social media consultant. You guys remember Tai Lopez just put a course out not too long ago about a social media agency, talking about this exact thing. I think that's a pretty good opportunity right now. I don't think that opportunity is going to go anywhere, you guys. I think that social media management opportunity is going to get bigger and bigger. I don't think it's a bad time to jump on that right now. I really don't. Virtual assistant. It's service work, man. If you have a phone, a computer, and internet access, you can be a virtual assistant. This is one of the hot new businesses you can start for less than $100. Social work can be very different with each client, but may include preparing reports, researching, editing, social, managing appointments, setting, and many other services. Yeah. Scrap metal recycling. Oh my God, scrap metal recycling. A search for your garage and shed might be all you need to scrap metal recycling business. It's one of those businesses you can start for less than $100. Copper and aluminum are the most valuable of the common metals, and almost every community has one or more scrap metal buyers. Once you made your first sale, start looking for new supplies. I tell you something, man, that scrap metal business would get old real quick. Yeah, it'd get old real quick. How big can you grow a business like this? Stephen Greer went to Hong Kong with almost nothing after college, built a scrap metal recycling business worth $250 million. Amazing. Consulting. This is a good opportunity, guys, and everybody knows it right now. Okay, so you know enough about a subject to advise others, but you don't have the money to properly launch a consulting business? Start anyhow. Spend $10 for business cards at a low-cost provider. Put up a website for $60 the first year with a domain, a website hosting package. Once you have a few customers who value your knowledge more than a fancy presentation, you can spend some of your profits and build a more professional organization. That's part of my business, you guys. Digital publishing and consulting. That's what I do. That's a good business. That's a damn good business. All right. Last one, guys, logo design. If you're an artistically inclined, designing logos is relatively simple business to start. You can service the high end, doing very unique logos, or provide low-cost designs that start from templates and are modified to suit the client. One of the easiest ways to get started is on Fiverr.com. You guys knew that. A look at the stats for the logo designers there shows the size of the market. The top-rated logo designers have over 6,000 customer reviews. Fiverr takes $1 for each $5 sale, so you might wonder how sellers make money. It's all about the extra services. Many of the logo designers keep it really simple for a basic sale. Add a company name to a template, but offer extra services that can add $100 or more to an order. Find that first sale with little or no capital investment, and then use the profit to expand. That's how you start a business for less than $100. Guys, with the Fiverr thing, I really advise you to make sure you get a current course on Fiverr. Find yourself a current course on Fiverr. Find all the current information on Fiverr. Fiverr's changing. Fiverr's dynamic. Whenever you find something online that makes it pretty easy to make money, you're going to find a lot of sellers. You're going to find it gets saturated. And there's nothing wrong with it being saturated as long as you know how to navigate, as long as you know how to, be seen, as long as you know how to, build your own customer base. So just make sure you're doing the right research when it comes to Fiverr. I mean, Fiverr's changed a lot just in the last 12 to 15 months. So that's what I'd say about that. You want to know my favorite thing on this list, guys? My two favorite things on this list are consulting. Well, three: consulting, social media management, and digital publishing. Those are my three favorite things on this thing. I think those are the things with the most potential on this list. That's my opinion on it. It's my opinion on it. What do you guys think? What do you think of the list?